already know just where I be, dog. I ain't being cocky, but Philly what I'm reppin'. Watch me check it like it's hockey. I ain't tryna get it twisted. If you get it, then you got me. If you with it, cool. If not, I'll treat you like a Tamagotchi. I'ma let you down point. Yeah, I never disappoint.
What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. And welcome back to some NHL 19. We have some online seasons for you today. And this one actually wasn't supposed to be the gameplay that I was going to upload for this video. Like, I was on playing a warm-up game, and let's just say it ended up being a really, really good gameplay. So, hope you guys do enjoy that in the background. However, today's video, as you can tell by the title, I want to talk about untradable players, about loan players, and kind of the synergies in this game. So let's start right off with the untradable players. So if you guys don't know what untradable players are, they're players in your collection that you cannot sell, quick sell, or basically do anything with other than just kind of keep them there. And then as soon as you can't use them anymore, they're kind of irrelevant. And once their contract's up, you know, you can add new contracts and stuff, but you can't really sell it or get rid of it or do anything with it other than keep it. So, you know, untradable players have been in the game since probably HoyT has been in the game, I would assume. I mean, I didn't really play HoyT to kind of start my NHL career. I always kind of played, you know, be a pro and, you know, be a GM, franchise mode, owner mode, whatever it was called back then. And that was kind of all I really played. And then I kind of played some Play Now and whatever else was it. Like, basically my thing was online shootout, online versus, and a bunch of other stuff that wasn't HoyT. Well, since I got into HoyT and kind of, you know, learned everything about the game and what HoyT was, it kind of became, you know, the untradable players were just so annoying. Especially when now in NHL 19 that you have so many sets that you can turn into. And that's kind of another good thing, I guess, for untradable players, is you can throw them in those sets, and hopefully, you know, the thing you get out of turning in a set will be tradable. But a lot of the times, the player is untradable, and it's super annoying, especially when you can't really use him in the game because he's not good enough, or because, you know, you already have a really good team, and the player is just not a fit for your team, I'll call it. So that kind of sucks. But then you go to just say if you are later in the game, right, the end of the game cycle, in a sense, the end of the year, and you all of a sudden you get a, you know, let's just say an 87 overall card that doesn't fit in your team, but it's untradable. Now you have a useless card in your collection. So instead of selling that for, I don't know, 20,000 coins or whatever, now you just have an irrelevant card. So, I don't know. I mean, I get why they do it, to try to, you know, keep the market at, you know, kind of what they want. But from a kind of a building team standpoint, it is super annoying. Now, the second thing I have in the title is the loan players. Now, let me just start off with, loan players are pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. They're very cool. The fact that you can use a guy for 5 games, 10 games, whatever it is, and you can kind of try out the player in a sense. However, when those loan players aren't available in the rest of the game, it's like, okay, you just tried out this player for, you know, 5 or 10 games or whatever, and now you just can't do anything with them other than leave them in your inventory. Because once a loan player expires, you cannot add you know, a new contract to him. You know, you can't sell him. You can't do anything with him other than just, again, like untradables, it just sits in your inventory, or not your inventory, in your collection for the entirety of the game. And it's like no fun, in a sense. Now, when I was playing with my brother, I think it was yesterday or the day before, he said, you know, I wish there was something like, you know, trade in 2 loan, you know, expired loan players, even just normal loan players, you know, for a gold pack, or for, you know, gold rare player, or whatever the case is, right? So that way, you know, at least they're able to do something, because you can't even turn them into a set. So, you know, what's kind of the point with once they're expired? Because I have 3 versions of the same player, all expired, can't do anything with them. So it's kind of pointless in that aspect. However, there was the I think it was 90 overall Dustin Bufflin that just came out that I think everyone got as a lone player, that if you went to the market and kind of redeemed him, that you got to play with. Well, I saw that super late, so I didn't get a chance to kind of play a lot of games with him and utilize him to the full potential, which kind of sucked. But when I did play with him, I was kind of wrecking and ended up taking a lot of penalties with him. So, just overall, very, very interesting experience with that lone player, especially with his size and with the card stats. That it made it a very, very interesting experience, I'll call it. But like I said, lone players, if there was a way to turn them in for stuff, or, a way to do something with them, especially with getting them out of your collection, that would be what I would be looking for. But even when you can't do anything with them, they're kind of irrelevant. So just like Untradables, super annoying. I get why they're in the game, but super annoying. And our last topic of the video, we have Synergies. Now, when Synergies first came out and replaced the whole chemistry system, first of all, let's just say I didn't really care for the chemistry system. Like, it wasn't really that interesting. Like, I didn't care about chemistry. And even with the Synergies, like, I don't really care about the Synergies, to be honest. I mean, I tried to prove a point last year of do they actually make an effect, and they definitely did. But, I don't want to, like, I hate Synergies. Like, I get, they don't just want you to put all of the best players out there, on your team, and they want you to have some logic behind why you chose the players. But when a team's using, a silver card or something stupid like that to fill out a synergy, it's like, what is the point of that? Like, come on. Especially when they made it this year that everyone has decent skating and everyone's viable, it seems like. I don't know. Just Synergies, the whole point of Synergies, I get why they're in the game, but they're super annoying. And especially when, here's the other thing that kind of got me of why I dislike Synergies. Now, when you think of Synergies, you want to be like, okay, it gives the players bonuses and extras and whatever. And it's like, cool, whatever. But when I see teams only using like one defenseman, maybe, and then using all forwards on their defense, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I get it if you're on the power play, or, you're late in a game 4-on-3, 4-on-4. I get it if it's in that situation. But, come on, let's be real here. Are you really going to have guys like Anze Kopitar, I guess some of the legends like Trevor Linden, like those types of guys on your defense? No. They're forwards. They're supposed to be in the forward position. Like I said, unless it's the power play. But when these guys have 18 forwards and like 2 defensemen, or even 19 forwards, it's like they didn't do it just because these players are better or because there's no better cards out there. It's because of the Synergies. So that's kind of the only reason I really dislike Synergies, is because like they make teams not be exactly what you want. Like, if I wanted a full superstar team with just, say, Crosby, Malkin, Ovechkin, McDavid, and all those super, talented superstars, you can't have that unless you find the perfect Synergies. So sometimes you have to take, a 91 instead of a 94 in order to get that one synergy done. So it's like, I don't want that 91, I want that 94. Like, I want the better cards, playing for my team. So, I mean, all in all, I hate Synergies personally. I mean, I get why again, another thing, I get why they're in the game. I get why they're a thing. But the chemistry system was awful. The Synergies are awful. And no one cares about them unless, you're really trying super hard and you actually think those things make or break the game. Like, personally, I could beat all these really good teams with full Synergies and whatever with a a base card like gold team. Like, some players aren't good, but they have an amazing team. It doesn't make sense. So do Synergies actually matter? Probably, Do I actually care about them? Not really, because the players I play with are the players I want to play with. And like even right now, I mean, I had a lot of 82s that were just really fast for the first part of this game so far, and I've been doing well and beating some top players that were probably a lot better than me. But hey, I mean, that's just my opinion. If you disagree, let me know down in the comment section below. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.
I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body so I can take you wherever. Like, I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body, I can look at you and